that what I did there? Yes, this is Steam Park. It's a family-friendly game. Not that it looks very friendly or family-orientated. And in it, you're rolling dice as fast as you can to build rides, to attract people who will leave rubbish, which you have to get rid of to make money. And the person with the most money at the end of the game is the winner. Let's have a quick overview of how the game plays. At the beginning of the game, each player receives 6 dice, 3 bonus cards, a piece of territory, and a piggy bank. The game is played over 6 rounds, and each round has been beautifully broken down on this easy-to-read reference card. Not that one. This one here, and it tells you what you can do on your turn and how the game plays. There's also some information about stands, which comes into play later on. So at the beginning of the game, all the players simultaneously will take their 6 dice, and you will do a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go, and you will lance your dice. Lance is French, sorry. Any dice that you want to keep, you put on your piggy bank, and you keep throwing until you got all the things that you want, and then you take the first player marker. If the first player marker is gone, you take the second player marker, etc, etc. Next, it's the dirt phase, and you will get 1 dirt for each dirt symbol on a dice which is shown in your bank. So in this case, 3. You also get 1 dirt for every person that is in your park. In this case, 4. And then you will apply your bonuses. So if you finish first, you can clean off 1, 2, 3, 4 bits of dirt. If you finished third, you clean off nothing. If you finish fourth, though, you receive 2 more dirt. After the dirt phase, it's the action phase, and this is played individually, starting with the first player, then moving on to the second, quid pro quo. Let's have a closer look at the dice. For each construction symbol, you can build an attraction. If you rolled 1, you can build an attraction the size of 1. If you rolled 2, you can build an attraction the size of 2. And if you rolled 3, you can either build an attraction the size of 3, or you could split it to be a 2 and a 1. And then you'd place them in your park and making sure that there was space all the way around so they weren't touching anything else. That would be touching, that wouldn't be touching. These spade symbols let you clean out the rubbish that you've collected. So in this case, I can clean 2 rubbish if I'd had 1. With 2 dice, I can clear 4 rubbish. With 3 dice, I can clean 6, 8, etc, etc. Why do you want to clean rubbish? Because at the end of the game, what will happen is you will be punished for all the rubbish that you have in your park. So for example, if you had 8 rubbish at the end of the game, you'd have to pay 10 denarii, which is the money, which is the points. The people, or as they're technically known, the robots, come in 6 different colours. And at the beginning of the game, 1 of each colour will be put into a bag, like so. And for each one of these that you roll on your dice, you get to choose a colour, put it in the bag, give it a shake, and then take one out. And if you've got that colour attraction ride, you can place that robot on that ride. If you haven't, well, it's tough. And then we have the stands. For each one of these that is rolled, you can place 1 stand in your park, again not touching anything else. There are 5 different types of stands, and they each have a power. This is the security post, and this will let you take out a second person from the bag. If the first person that you pulled from the bag was not the colour that you wanted, you can have another go. The information point, which will let you put if you've pulled out the wrong colour, you can put it on any ride of any colour for just that 1 turn. You have the casino, which will let you change the result of one of your dice to whatever you want it to be. You have the toilet, which will double the action of one of your dice. So this dice will clean up 4 rubbish and not 2. And then you have the publicity kiosk, which again doubles the effect of the robot. So in fact, you'll be putting 2 robots in the bag and pulling 2 robots out. And the final symbol is this, looks like a dirt pile, but it actually lets you play one of the 3 cards from your hand, as you can see. In this case, I will get money equivalent to the amount of stands that I've rolled at this tour, and in this case I've got rolled none, so I would only get 1 money. But if I'd rolled 2 or 3, or I'd get more money. Or this one here, I would get money for each space which has a green attraction in it. So in this case here, this is a size 3 green ride, so I would get 5 denarii. And last but not least, there's a blank side. Okay, but don't despair. Each round you can use a dice to buy extra land. And you can do a maximum of 2 each round. So any sides that you don't like, or if you're lumbered with a blank side, make your park bigger. And finally, there's the revenue phase. You will gain 3 denarii for each person that is in your park, so 6. Also, if you've used any cards, you get to draw back up to your hand size of 3. And after 6 rounds of this, the player who has the most money is the winner. Simple as that. So, does adding steam to a theme park make it a fun game? Some things when you add steam, they're just not fun. Okay, Steam Park I give 7 out of 10. I would love to give it more. Let's start by looking at the artwork. That's not very family friendly, is it? That looks like family, that looks like kiddies, yeah, that looks like a family game. This looks like a family game and it's kind of like neutral. But this looks very dark, sombre, gothic. It's not going to attract people to the lightness and the funness that is in the game. Right, shall we take a closer look inside? No, not my nose. Jeez. Inside the box. Yes, inside the box. This is how the box comes when you buy it. You get these bags, which is nice, and you can put everything away nicely into bags. But the thing is, putting everything nicely back into the box is a pain. And getting everything out can be a kind of a pain as well. So, what do? Well, if you love your Steam Park and you want to pimp it up a bit, you can do like me and contact Robert Searling and get one of his famous box inserts, which makes setting up the game so much easier. So this is the before, and this is an after. This is what Rob Sterling has done. He's done these lovely designable box inserts and they are fantastic, practical, easy to use, even though I've got like a space, I don't know what to put in there, but maybe there'll be an expansion. The components on a whole are very nice. The quality of the card is nice, the wooden robots are nice, the build your own, these haven't fallen apart yet, which is great. I was expecting them to fall apart. Obviously plastic ones would be better and nicer, but you can't complain. The only thing I will complain about are these wooden dice. They are so light. They're like Centauri eyeballs, and they don't make that satisfying thump when they hit the floor. And you'd think for a game which has got a very strong part of dice rolling that the dice would have had a bit more love put into them. The rule book, even though it's printed on really cruddy kind of paper which feels horrible when you turn the page, is extremely well written and very, very deep and explains everything, every nook and cranny, which tells me this game has been play tested to hell and back. Here it says other boring rules, okay? In some cases, one player or more could try and take the same turn order token at the same time, in which cases it would be clear that the player that arrived first, for example, his hand would be underneath the other player. Yeah, sorry, I'm cheating. Now, the mechanics. The mechanics are very bizarre, I find. There's this big element of chaos, the rolling the dice, and then there's this big element of strategy, which is doing the actions that you want from these dice. The rolling dice all at the same time it's not new. It's been done in other games, but for me, this is the first time that I've played it, and I've kind of approached it with a bit of trepidation because I don't like the fact that I'm rolling dice while everyone else is rolling dice, because they could be cheating and I'm not watching them because I'm so involved in what I'm doing, and that kind of befuddles me a bit. But be it as it may, that's the mechanic which seems to be fun, this kind of real-time play, everyone do everything at the same time. It's the same kind of feeling I get when I play Galaxy Truckers. You know, you can't tell if other players are cheating because you're so occupied in what you're doing. Now, I was very hyped when Steam Park was announced last year, and when I got to see it at Essen, I kind of walked past it because it didn't look like the game that I thought it was going to be. It looked more like Tetris from afar, and it didn't look like building a theme park. The game is very much luck based. There's the luck of the dice, there's the luck of the cards, and the luck of the drawing the robots out there. And these things can be mitigated, this luck can be mitigated by the stands you buy, but it doesn't stop it from being a very lucky game. And anybody can win as long as you follow the rules. The cards, when you get those first 3 cards, the game kind of dictates to you what kind of theme park you should be building. Okay, these cards are important. If you don't follow these cards, you're not going to win the game. The money is just purely points, which is another missed opportunity. In games like this, the money you can use to invest to make better rides or buy more land. That should have been in the game instead of just the discarding a dice to buy land. You should have used the money for something else. So you're risking points for something else. Now I've let off a lot of steam about the things that I like about Steam Park, like the insert, that it's not really a theme park kind of game. But the things that are fun about the game are the rolling the dice really, really quickly, trying to get the first player token is fun and hilarious. The interaction where you're taking rides which other people want or stands that other people want so there's none left is fun and enjoyable. There is this element of strategy, there's this element of just playing the cards, but there is a lot of luck. If you're looking for a light dice rolling building game, this is it. If you're looking for something slightly deeper, this is not it. It's a board game that everybody should not be deceived about because it looks somber and it looks dark and heavy, and it's not. It's light and it's family friendly fun.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.